Mr. Ghosh, my colleagues on the dais, Mr. Vyas, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a pleasure to talk from this platform because a lot of memories are associated with this. What is seen as a convention center today was actually a trading ring. And this was a place where trust simply flowed. It was a place where we used to have red blocks or blue blocks in our hand. We used to catch the eye of a person who was at least 100 feet away from us, and we used to do the transactions. All that we did was by sign language. He used to tell us what is the price. We used to know the price, then it was bought or sold, and we noted the transaction just on an eye contact. I think that kind of trust, and the rules were very simple. If you made a mistake, it was always 50-50. So it was not the question of who is right and who is wrong. The settlement used to happen at 50-50. And if you look at the broker-broker disputes, I think in last 25 years, the exchange would not have more than 5 disputes, I would say, between the brokers. So this was the kind of trust environment that we all lived in, and that environment today we move to a freak trade where 50 crore rupees is lost and the whole matter is in litigation for months and nobody is ready to settle. I think this trust deficit that has happened in our entire system is what is making people shun away from financial products. The FM has to really, he says, with folded hands, I tell you not to buy gold. Please go after financial assets. So I think this whole trust deficit which has happened in the entire system gives a lot of responsibility to the wealth managers, to the financial planners, to all those who are those last mile connectivity in the entire system. That last mile connectivity between the unit trust manufacturers or the mutual fund unit manufacturers and that man who invests. The last mile connectivity between those companies who want to issue IPOs, who want to raise infrastructure bonds, who wants to do various things in the industry. Just before the meeting I had a talk that, is algo trading very good for the system? I said algo trading in the present form is not good. Because that last mile connectivity, the investor who is sitting in front of the screen, he never gets the touch line because an algo trader takes it away from him and he gets a transaction where he is at the bottom of the queue and he does not get the best of the prices. So I think all of us as wealth managers, we need to restore that last mile connectivity which is there. For restoring it, we did a market, we wanted to study because the way the broking industry is going, we said this is not how we want to do business. For last 5 years, we have been doing a lot of market surveys with our existing customers. And what has come out is really very interesting. And that is this bundling of advisory and transaction is something which makes people uncomfortable. I think till we win the trust of our clients, our investors, it is necessary that we unbundle both these services. Unfortunately, in India, what happens is that people want you to earn money out of transaction fees and not out of the advisory fees. And because of this combination, people think advice is to be given free. Many times you will, somebody is asking, this exact address, where is it? And there will be at least 10 people running to show the way, because we value advice very freely. It is to be given very freely, whether asked or not, whether wanted or not. So the perception of advice in the system is something that which comes free of cost. I think this change needs to be brought about in the thinking of our customers. How are we going to do it? For that also we did some surveys. And what has come about is that you will have to unbundle your services, advisory services, into small products. Maybe first you will give just an advice on what he has. Maybe you will give advice only on mutual funds. Maybe you will give advice only on debt portfolio. And this way, within 1 to 2 years' time, it will require to really get the attention as well as the trust of the client. And I think once that trust is achieved, then there is no looking back. People are going to fall on you heavily because this is the need of every person. You see, need to plan the finances is as basic as having, your dinner twice a day or doing whatever you do, which is a routine in your life. Because planning the finances is something very, very basic, which is necessary for each and every person. So there is no two doubts whether we need wealth managers, whether we need financial planners. Yes, we need all of them. But that need has to be converted into a want. Yes, I know I need it, but do I want it? I know that I need to do yoga every day. I need to do some physical exercise every day so that I am fit. As Mr. Ghosh was just saying. But in the morning, do I want to do it? There is a conflict between the heart and the mind. The mind says to stay fit, you have to go for your morning walk. But the heart says, oh, it's nice raining, I have a nice blanket, let me stay under it and not go out. Same thing applies for financial planning and financial management. I think understanding of your own needs, and you require help because after all we cannot devote enough time to manage our finances. You need help from people, and that last mile connectivity, that person who perfectly understands you, what is your attitude towards money, what is your relationship with money. Some people don't have money but don't care about it. Some people have so much and they care so much that they can't part at all. So all these kind of, people that we meet, each person needs to be understood, There is a very nice saying that in India, we have got, 33 crore gods that we have. So he's saying, why do you need so many gods? There is one Jesus Christ, so there is one Allah. But in India, we have got so many gods. That is because each god is custom made. See, whichever God form appeals to you, because religion is something very personal, spirituality is something very personal. So whatever appeals to you, that form of God you adopt, and then you worship that God and be one with that God. So I think even when it comes to wealth management and financial planning, each individual is separate. Lot of work is involved in understanding the individual and seeing that we provide the service. So there is no two doubt that there is a very, very strong need for this service, but we need to convert it into a want. And having been for 3 decades in this industry, let me tell you that moment, that flipping point comes. Like for example, we look at the online trading or the automated trading which happened. In pre-Harshad Mehta days, the daily volume was 200 crores. In Harshad Mehta days, the daily volume was 600 crores. And today we have a daily volume of 2 lakh plus crores, almost 2.5 lakh crore volume we are seeing today, because that flip happened. Bombay Stock Exchange was supposed to implement the entire automated trading system within 1 year time. The entire ring was divided into so many parts. We said this part of the ring will take on this day, this day, this day. But once automated trading happened, the entire migration happened in just 51 working days. The system was not ready, people were not ready, but the users demanded it. So I think that kind of flip, we as as the association people, we who are involved in this industry, I think if we all work together, we can look at these flips have come, whether it demat, depository services, so many people objected to it. But once SEBI said this is the only way we will do it, we had a committee, Mr. Bhave was heading that committee for the purpose of implementation. First we told the big guys, the institutions, that you have to deliver in demat form. Slowly the whole market just took it like fish to water within a year's time. So I think as industry people, as part of this industry, we also need to have a plan, a strategic plan in place, and guidance may be issued to everybody as to how we can go about ensuring that that we de-link the transaction and the advisory. We bundled our products in such a manner that slowly we get the trust of all the investors, and we are really relevant and play a very positive role. And I'm really thankful to Mr. Vyas and the American Academy for giving me this opportunity, for being with all of you all. And of course, we'll have some more discussions on the opportunities which are there and the challenges which are there. And I'm sure end of the day, we would all be a lot wiser than we were when we came this morning. Thank you very much.